Stream disconnection. Sorry, I didn't pick that up.
Like, you know, it was like, you know, they were offended at this, and he was like talking about.
He said this stuff, none of this stuff got nothing to do with y'all. This all came from our God. Alright, let's see, keep going.
Who in times past suffered all nations to walk in their own ways.
Right, he said in a long time ago, the way it always been, most like God, you know what I'm saying, he let y'all do what y'all want to do. He let y'all walk in his own ways. But today, what is he doing?
Nevertheless, he left not himself without witness, in that he did good and gave us rain from heaven and fruitful seasons, filling our hearts with food and gladness. And with these sayings, scarce restrained they the people.
So the people, after that, he said scarce restrained them. After that, the people was all riled up after he got to talking like that.
That they had not done sacrifice unto them. And there came there certain Jews from Antioch and Iconium who persuaded the people, and having stoned Paul, drew him out of the city, supposing he had been dead. Howbeit, as the disciples stood round about him, he rose up and came into the city, and the next day he departed with Barnabas to Derbe.
Alright, and so after that, they stoned Paul. So you see how all that played out? Paul does a miracle. They saw the miracle. As long as they thought it was about their God, it's all good. We gonna sacrifice to you. You tell them pretty much what, you know what I'm saying. In our language today, it ain't the same. But if it was spoken like it is today, he was telling them, no, y'all guys ain't real. Y'all worshiping vanity. You know what I'm saying? Y'all guys didn't do none of the stuff y'all think they did. My God did it. And we trying to tell you to turn away from it. Like, Christians will probably read this and be like, look how polite Paul was to him. In real life, though, it wasn't polite. Real life, he was like, no, stop. Don't y'all sacrifice nothing to me. Y'all worshiping some vain stuff. That stuff empty. That stuff means nothing that y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? And so after that, the people was looking like, you know what I'm saying? So he scarcely restrained them. They was looking like, what's going on with this dude? You know what I'm saying? So then the other Jews came around and they ended up stoning him. Right? Because that miracle they did had no effect. No, and I'll show y'all why it had no effect. Let's go to, let's go to 1 Corinthians. What verse did we leave off right there?
Yeah, we left off on 17.
17. Give me a couple more verses.
No, wait. We left off on 20.
20?
And when they had preached the gospel to that city and had taught many, they returned again to Lystra and to Iconium and to Antioch.
Okay, so yeah, they returned. We good. Let's watch it. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 1. 1 Corinthians chapter 1.
Well, let's hold up in here, man.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 17. I'm still hot. Not hot, but I'm like
on that wool sweater. For Christ sent me not to baptize, but to preach the gospel, not with wisdom of words, lest the cross of Christ should be made of none effect. For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of God. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Has not God made foolish the wisdom of this world? For after that, in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God. It pleased God by the foolishness of preaching to save that believe. It's like 2 books after Acts. Right after. For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom.
The Jews require what?
A sign.
So that's us. Us, we want to see a sign. A sign is a miracle. Alright? So he said, we require a sign. Alright? We want to see something happen. You know what I'm saying? If he raised a man that was impotent in his legs around us, we gonna see that and be like, that's the power of God. Right? That's what we want to see. That moves it. That alone will move it. Whatever you saying after that, I want to listen to you. Right? Because that's how we are. But the Greeks require wisdom. So that's why those Greeks that saw that, they was like, are they down for it as long as it was about they God. They found out it's not they God, they wisdom. That thing gotta make sense. That thing didn't make no sense to them. right? So Paul was laying that thing out, and he was like, man, that ain't no darn sense to us. So after that, they tried to stone him, man. They easily convinced. They was like, we gonna try to stone him because Paul was supposed to come to them with wisdom. So you see what Paul started off, not with wisdom of words in Corinthians. He's like, man, I'm not preaching y'all with wisdom of word. Because of that, some Gentiles out there, man, I ain't listening to this stuff. I'm not trying to hear it. Because the Greeks require wisdom. Right? Go to John chapter 4. I'm gonna show you the difference. We still gonna go back to Acts. This is John chapter 4, verse 39.
Go backwards 3 books. John 4.
Yeah. John chapter 4, verse 39. Watch what he say here. This is Yahushua talking.
It's not Yahushua talking in verse 39.
Who was that talking?
You want before that.
Who was that talking right there?
It's just narration. And
He talking right after that though, right?
It's before that. So I sent you to read.
So I know it can't be.
And many of the Samaritans of that city believed on him for this.
Yeah, the Samaritans started calling after him. That's what I want.
Yeah, okay.
So it ain't Yahushua talking yet. He gonna talk though.
Right.
This is verse 39. This is John chapter 4, verse 39.
And many of the Samaritans of that city believed on him for the saying of the woman, which testified, he told me all that I ever did.
Right, so right before this, Yahushua was dealing with a woman at a well. She was a Samaritan, a Gentile. Alright, and so he told her that she can get some everlasting water. You know what I'm saying? She was at a well looking for water, and he told her, I got some water. You'll never be thirsty again. You know what I'm saying? She looked like, where's the water that you talking about? So he started breaking stuff down, and he ended up telling her, in her words, all that she ever did. Talking about because he knew that she had 5 husbands. So he was like, where's your husband? She was like, I don't have a husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're right, you don't have a husband. And the husband that you with ain't your husband, and neither was the other 5 that you was with, or other 4 that you was with. Right? And so he broke it down. She was like, how you know all that about me? I told you I didn't have a husband, you know about all the other men I was messing with. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, I perceive you a prophet. You know what I'm saying? So she knew he was special because he knew her business. You know what I'm saying? Without even knowing her. And so she was like, I perceive you a prophet. After that, she started spreading all to the rest of the Gentiles, the rest of the Samaritans. Talking about, hey, I know this man. He told me everything I ever did. He is the Messiah. So she started spreading the message from people. And watch what happened.
So when the Samaritans were come unto him, they besought him that he would tarry with them. And he abode there 2 days. And many more believed because of his own word.
Because of who?
His own word.
So the Samaritans believed because of his own what?
Word.
He didn't do no miracles for him, huh?
Nope.
The Samaritans, Gentiles, they believe because of his own word, right? He broke it down for him. He starts just speaking words to him, right? And that's why they believe, because they seek wisdom, right? But watch what happened.
And said unto the woman, now we believe, not because of your saying.
This is what the Samaritans are saying. They said, spoke to the woman, and he said, now we believe, right? Because at first, he was like, man, we heard the woman, but she couldn't explain that thing right. You know what I'm saying? Now we saw him ourselves, and let's see.
Now we believe, not because of your saying, for we have heard him ourselves, and know that this is indeed the Messiah, the Savior of the world.
All right? He said, we heard him ourselves. Now we know this the one. Let's see, keep going.
Now after 2 days he departed there, and
Let's see where he went.
And went into Galilee.
I wonder who's in Galilee. Gentiles?
Our people.
Our people was in Galilee. Let's see what happened in Galilee.
For Yahushua himself testified that a prophet has no honor in his own country.
This is where Yahushua from. Let's see.
Then when he was coming to Galilee, the Galileans received him, having seen all the things that he did at Jerusalem at the feast. For they also went unto the feast. So Yahushua came again into Cana of Galilee, where he made the water wine.
That's a miracle, right? Okay, let's see what else happened.
And there was a certain nobleman whose son was sick at Capernaum.
A sick son. I smell a miracle happening. Let's see.
When he heard that Yahushua was come out of Judah into Galilee, he went unto him and besought him that he would come down and heal his son, for he was at the point of death.
Let's go.
And Yahushua said unto him, except you see signs and wonders, you will not believe.
He said, except you see what?
Signs and wonders, you will not believe.
There's no way you're going to believe unless you see a sign and wonder. And that makes sense, because Paul told us a Jew is going to seek after a sign. So when he went into Galilee where our people were, he was like, man, let me start breaking out these miracles. This is what I got to do to make us believe. You know what I'm going to make us believe? Let me start breaking out some miracles. Go ahead and stand up, right? Oh, you open up your eyes, you can see. Right? Man, if I don't do that, y'all ain't going to believe what I'm talking about. I can't just come out here preaching to y'all. Y'all ain't about to listen to what I'm talking about. I gotta open up some darn eyes. I gotta make some people stand. I gotta raise some people from the dead. It's what I gotta do. Cause except it happened, y'all know there's no way y'all gonna believe. Y'all already knew. He told them Gentiles. He just tell it. The woman just went out and he told me everything. That's the Messiah. Trust me. They like, what's the Messiah? What you saying don't even make sense. Like, okay, what'd he say though? I can't remember. You know, you can imagine. She's like, I mean, I can't remember exactly, but I'm just telling you. He told me everything. I was like, man, let me go. So I'm gonna go holler at myself. So the Gentiles went out, they go look for him. It's like, so what was you talking about? Y'all supposed to start breaking stuff down for him? They're like, oh. You know, that Gentile business, that thing don't make sense anyway, so y'all sure. They right up his out. They don't understand nothing he talking about, but it sounds good. They looking like, oh, yes, this is the one. This is the one. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is. You break it down. So watch what we got here. We're about to go to Exodus chapter 9 verse 1.
I was going to say, you know what I'm saying, all throughout our history, you know, God always...
Matter of fact, Exodus 4, not 9. But yeah, that's all throughout. Let's go through the history real quick. That's a good point. This is Exodus chapter 4.
That's how it always happens.
So we look at the difference real quick. Then we're going to get Jonah.
Yeah, buddy. All he did was say one phrase. That's messed up. We supposed to be his people, right? Y'all supposed to be my dogs, and I gotta tap dance. Y'all people that don't even know me, you know what I'm saying? All I gotta do is say something.
It's Exodus chapter 4, verse 1.
And Moses answered and said, but behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken unto my voice, for they will say, the Lord has not appeared unto you.
Why would they say that? How did Moses, Moses already knew the people wasn't going to believe. He just already knew it. I wonder what y'all was, let's see what y'all's, let's see what his solution was for him.
And the Lord said unto him, what is that in your hand?
He said, what was that? What you holding in your hand right there? He arguing with God, but man, I'll go to them, but they ain't gonna believe me, Lord. There ain't no way they gonna believe me, y'all. How am I gonna do it if they not gonna believe me, y'all? Right? And so he looked at him, he was like, Mo, what's that in your hand right there? Let's see.
And he said, a rod. And he said,
it's a switch in my hand, it's a stick in my hand. Right? He said, it's a rod. Alright, let's see what else.
And he said, cast it on the ground. Mm-hmm. And he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent. Uh-oh. And Moses fled from before it.
That thing looked like a miracle to me, don't it? Okay, let's see.
And the Lord said unto Moses, put forth your hand and take it by the tail. Mm-hmm. And he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand. That they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has appeared unto you.
So he gave them a miracle, a sign, that they'll believe. Let's see what else.
And the Lord said furthermore unto him, put now your hand into your bosom. Mm-hmm. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. Mm-hmm. And he said, put your hand into your bosom again. Mm-hmm. And he put his hand into his bosom again and plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again as his older flesh.
Right?
Other flesh.
Look, he's sitting here, he black. He put his hand in his bosom. That thing turned leprous as snow. In other words, it turned white. Right? So he's looking, you know what I'm saying? He got a white person hand. And he was looking like, man, that's crazy. And then he put it back in there and that thing turned back regular. He is looking like, that's a miracle. Right? Let's see what y'all say next.
And it shall come to pass, if they will not believe you, neither hearken to the voice of the first sign, that they will believe the voice of the latter sign. Mm-hmm. And it shall come to pass, if they will not believe also these two signs, neither hearken unto your voice, that you shall take of the water of the river, then you shall take, that thou shalt take of the water of the river, and pour it upon the dry land, and the water which you take out of the river shall become blood upon the dry land. Mm-hmm. And Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken unto your servant, but I am of slow speech and of a slow tongue.
You see, Moses came up with a different excuse after that. Because Moses knew, oh, they're going to believe me after that one. You know what I'm saying? You do that. So let me give you something else, because, I mean, that'll work, but I also can't speak. Right? Because the Most High knew, he was looking at it like, oh, yeah, you got a point. They ain't going to believe. You know what I'm saying? Do these 3 things. They'll believe you after that. Moses like, oh, for sure. They'll believe you after that, for sure. Because we Hebrews, right? That's what we are. That's what we do. I mean, you got to show us something. That's just how we are. Right? That's why all these churches, especially our churches, we go in there and what do we want to see? You know what I'm saying? You walk in there, you ain't going to hear none of them talking about, oh, the Lord moving in here, unless you see people jumping around. You see somebody laying hands on people falling out, because that's power. That's a sign of it. Right? We looking at it like these are miracles, that people speaking in tongues, jumping up, all that stuff. We look at it like, okay, this is where the Lord is. Right? Because that's a sign. We just looking for a sign. We looking for something. Make us feel like something happening around here. Give me some chills down my spine. Do something. I need to feel like God is actually moving. A Gentile church, what happened? You go in that church, it's quiet. How them Catholic churches are. You know what I'm saying? You got one guy reading. Oh, Santa Maria. Thank you, church, for coming today. Lord loves you. Right? And they calm and everything good. It's quiet. They sit there 30 minutes in and out. You done. Right? You good. Then you got the other ones where they gonna be quoting historians and philosophers and everything as part of their sermon, because what they're looking for is wisdom, right? That's what holds on to them, right? Neither one is necessarily wrong in itself. It's just showing you that this is what our hang up is. This is what tracks it. If it's true that there are signs in a congregation and somebody doing miracles, it's not wrong. That's supposed to attract them. But now you also have people that can manipulate that and give you stuff that's fake. So now you have people faking in church, speaking tongues and everything, and it's fake, right? Same thing with wisdom. If you saying something that's outside of the book that's absolutely factual and it's wise, there's nothing wrong with that. But then you also have people that can manipulate facts that's outside of the Bible and manipulate people, and it's wrong, right? So it's like in itself it's not wrong. It's just that people can end up using it in the wrong way. But it's just how us as people are wired. We're wired towards signs, right? Gentiles are wired towards wisdom, right? So we look at these things, and then we see how it kind of plays out, right? What do we say next, Jonah? Let's grab Jonah. This is Jonah chapter 3, verse 1. 1 is him running away, 2 is him drowning, so I think it has to be 3, verse 1.
Yeah, it's real small. Well, what's before it is Obadiah, but that's only one page. So what's before it is Amos. What's after it is Micah. If you go to the New Testament, you went too far. You know what I'm saying? You stop skipping Fridays, you know what I'm saying? You become a little wizard up in that thing with the pages. You know what I'm saying?
Chapter what, though?
3.
It's Jonah chapter 3, verse 1.
And the word of the Lord came unto Jonah the second time, saying, Arise and go unto Nineveh, that great city.
And what do you got to do?
And preach unto the preaching.
He got to do what?
That I bid thee.
He got to do what?
Preach.
He got to preach to the people. That's speaking words to them. Right? So now he got to preach to the people. Let's see what happens.
So Jonah arose and went to Nineveh according to the word of the Lord. Mm-hmm. Now Nineveh was an exceedingly great city of 3 days' journey. Mm-hmm. And Jonah began to enter into the city a day's journey, and he cried and said, Yet 40 days and Nineveh shall be overthrown. Mm-hmm. So the people of Nineveh believed God and proclaimed a fast and put on sackcloth, from the greatest of them even to the least of them.
Look at the Gentiles. Nineveh was Gentile. You know what I'm saying? All he had to go up to them and do is start preaching to them. Right? Speaking words to them. After that, they looking like, oh, we believe. Right? Because they Gentiles. They looking for wisdom. Does it make sense? Right? Can you make it feel like it makes sense to us? Jonah start preaching that stuff, like, yeah, this thing about to be shut down. 3 days, that's all y'all got.
40.
Right? Alright, what was it, 4 days?
40.
Oh, 40 days, that's all y'all got. Right? Yeah, that's it. Y'all done after that. Right? And he start preaching to them, giving them detail. They looking like, oh yeah, we gonna shut all this down. Everybody fast. Even the animals. Even the animals couldn't eat that. They wouldn't let the animals eat that. Everybody fasting out here. Everybody in sackcloth and ashes. Whole city repented. Right? We looking at just off of him saying words to him. Right? But contrast that with my man, let's go to Judges. Judges chapter 6, verse 1.
You in Gideon? And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hand of Midian 7 years. And the hand of Midian prevailed against Israel. And because of the Midianites, the children of Israel made them the dens which are in the mountains and caves and strongholds. And so it was when Israel had sown that the Midianites came up, and the Amalekites and the children of the east, even they came up against them. And they encamped against them and destroyed the increase of the earth, till thou come unto Gaza, and left no sustenance for Israel, neither sheep nor ox nor donkey. And as they came up with their cattle and their tents, and they came as grasshoppers for multitude, for both they and their camels were without number, and they entered into the land to destroy it. And Israel was greatly impoverished because of the Midianites. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord. And it came to pass, when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord because of the Midianites, that the Lord sent a prophet unto the children of Israel, which said unto them, Thus says the Lord God of Israel, I brought you up from Egypt, and brought you forth out of the house of bondage. And I delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians, and out of the hand of all that oppressed you, and drove them out from before you, and gave you their land. And I said unto you, I am the Lord your God. Fear not the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you dwell, but you have not obeyed my voice. And there came an angel of the Lord, and sat under an oak which was in Ophrah, that pertained unto Joash the Abiezrite. And his son Gideon threshed wheat by the winepress to hide it from the Midianites. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him and said unto him, The Lord is with you, thou mighty man of valor.
Right, so he spoken to Gideon. The angel of the Lord came unto him and was just like, The Lord is with you, you mighty man of valor. Watch this.
And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why then is all this befallen us?
Right? So he asked a logical question. We in some real bad times. So if it is true that the Lord is with us, why? Right? Why are we in all this bad time? Let's see.
And where be all his miracles which our fathers told us of, saying, Did not the Lord bring us up from Egypt?
What are you looking for? Miracles. First thing he came, he see an angel come pop up. He's looking like, for sure, but where the miracles at? I mean, my pops tell me about how we came out of Egypt and how they split the Red Sea and we walked across it and we was in the wilderness for 40 years and all this stuff. He was like, man, I ain't never seen none of that stuff in my lifetime. Right? This is years after. Right? Same position we in now. This is years after. He in the same position. He's like, man, I've never seen none of those miracles. He's like, man, where are all the miracles at? You know what I'm saying? If that's the truth. God really with us. We heard all these stories. Where the miracles at? Let's see what happens.
But now the Lord has forsaken us and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites. And the Lord looked upon him and said, Go in this thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have I not sent you?
You see how most our God didn't answer him, huh? Yeah. Never gonna answer. He gonna sit there and you ain't paying attention to that stuff. You just do what I say. Go here, you know what I'm saying? Go in there, you know what I'm saying? And y'all, you stay in your might. Then he asked him the question, didn't I send you? Have I not sent you? Let's see, keep going.
And he said unto him, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house. And the Lord said unto him, Surely I will be with you, and you shall smite the Midianites as one man.
Alright, the Most High God trying to tell him, listen, this is going to happen. Just listen to it. Let's see what else Gideon requires.
And he said unto him, If now I have found grace in your sight, then show me a sign that you talk with me.
Right.
But you
so
talk with me.
Now Gideon was like, all right, just give me a sign. You know what I'm saying? Just give me something, you know what I'm saying, so I know. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what the Most High God did for him.
Depart not hence, I pray thee, until I come unto thee, and bring forth my present, and set it before you. Mm-hmm. And he said, I will tarry until you come again.
Alright, so Most High God, you know what I'm saying, through the messenger was like, yeah, I'll chill here until you come again. Let's see.
And Gideon went in and made ready a kid and unleavened cakes of an ephah flour.
So you got a kid, a baby goat, right?
The flesh he put in a basket, and he put the broth in a pot, and brought it out unto him under the oak, and presented it.
Right, so he cooked some food for him, and then he presented it to the messenger. Right, watch what he did with it.
And the angel of God said unto him, take the flesh and the unleavened cakes, and lay them upon this rock, and pour out the broth. Mm-hmm. And he did so. Then the angel of the Lord put forth the end of the staff that was in his hand, and touched the flesh and the unleavened cakes. And there rose up fire out of the rock, and consumed the flesh and the unleavened cakes. Then the angel of the Lord departed out of his sight.
Alright, so he set all that thing on fire, and it consumed the whole thing. So what do you think Gideon thinking now?
That's real there.
That's his sign. Right? So you look at it, you see the Gentiles, we just come preaching to the Gentiles. Gentiles like, oh, we repent. Everybody, sackcloth ashes, don't even let your animals eat out here. That's all it took. That's all. We done in 40 days? Oh, okay. That's all it took. We good. Everybody, nobody eat. Nobody drink. We all chilling. Sackcloth ashes. Don't even let you lock your animals up till they can't eat, drink it. We got to get some of this judgment off of us. Alright? When it comes to Gideon, Most High God said, you mighty man of valor, you about to take over all this stuff. Gideon, like, man, I feel you, but what happened to all these miracles that we used to see, though? You know what I'm saying? Most High God, like, don't even worry about it. You gonna do it. Haven't I sent you? You know what I'm saying? He's like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I know you sent me, but I'm saying, like, if I found grace in your sight, you know what I'm saying? Just show me one thing. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I'll be back. I'm about to go get some flesh. You know what I'm saying? About to go get a kid of the goat, get you some cakes. You know what I'm saying? I'll bring them back to you. You know what I'm saying? Most like that, like, alright, man, I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. Hurry up. You know what I'm saying? So he go, he bring it back. Alright, I got it. You know, the most like, alright, set it right there. He said right there, okay. You know what I'm saying? You gonna eat it? Most like I was like, you know what I'm saying? Just put it, you know what I'm saying? Put the little stick over there, like, alright, you know what I'm saying? The whole thing just burst in the flame. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing, he just looking like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's go kill us some Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. That's all he need. Right? All he needed, he was like, okay, I got my sign. That's not even true. That's not all he needed. Because we kept on reading. I think it's another chapter over. He asked for another sign when it started to get hairy. You know, that thing started to get real. He was about to get at some people. He was like, I tell you what. You know what I'm saying? Let me just listen. I'm going to go get him. But how about, where you lay out? A cover?
A coat.
Yeah, he laid out a coat on some grass. He was like, listen. Now, if I come back in the morning, you know, you ever been like in New York? I'm pretty sure it's like this. You go out in New York and like the grass is wet. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sprinklers and nothing, but the grass is just wet from the air. You know what I'm saying? So that's called dew in the Bible. So he was like, man, if I lay down this jacket, you know what I'm saying? And I think the first one was if I come out and it's dew on the ground but nothing on the jacket. So that everything else wet, but the jacket is not wet. You know what I'm saying? And that's the sign I'm looking for. So he's like, I'm going to do it as long as I wake up and it's like that. So he woke up, it's dew everywhere else but not the jacket. Gideon was like, but that could have, you know what I'm saying, that could just kind of happen. And he's like, alright, but if I wake up tomorrow and it's dew on the jacket but no dew on all the grass, so the opposite. He's like, then I'm with you. So he woke up and it was just like that the next time. So he's like, alright man, I'm out here getting this thing. So then he whooped on a couple, what was it, Midianites? Yeah, he whooped on a couple Midianites after that, right? So he's looking at it, our people, we looking for, show me the money, right? Let me see it. Show me something. You know what I'm saying? That's when Yahushua, when he walking around, he got to show us something. He got to, listen, I'm already knowing, unless y'all see a sign. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't see no darn sign, but that's the divide. That's what we come back to. That's the divide that we see. That's why Paul can walk around in that city. He do this miracle. He doing the miracle. It's going to get our attention. We good. Right? But the Gentiles, they going to be looking like, I don't do nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? Not unless it's for our God that we already believe in based off of wisdom. If it ain't for our God based off of what we believe in for wisdom, you can get stoned right now. You know what I'm saying? And then we can break that down to them. We break it down to them in the way that they understand. Then our people going to be looking like, first of all, they Gentiles. They not like us. And then on top of that, where the miracles at, bro? Right? And so that causes the divide. Then the word itself causes the divide. So that's what we looking at. That's what Paul has to deal with. He has to try to manage all these different things at once.
And Paul can't win.
He ain't gonna be able to, right? And at the whole time he win, but he ain't gonna be able to win in their eye. It's not supposed to. We not supposed to. We not supposed to win in their eye. We supposed to lose in their eye, and then we win in the end. Right? That's what it looked like for us. Go to Acts chapter 14, verse wherever we left off. Matter of fact, grab me Galatians real quick. We don't go back to Acts, so let's grab Galatians.
Which one?
Galatians is gonna be it's in the New Testament.
All them Greek sounding names be all in the back of the book.
Where you at right now?
Psalm.
Keep going.
Psalm, yeah, keep going.
You got a ways. My jacket. You tripping?
Say your name one more time.
Galatians. It's Galatians chapter 4.
Acts?
Yeah.
It's after Acts.
It's like 3 books after. 3 books after.
After Corinthians, yeah.
Two more books
Okay,
after.
what chapter?
1. It's Galatians chapter 1, verse 1.
Paul, an apostle, not of men, neither by man, but by Yahushua the Messiah, and God the Father who raised him from the dead, and all the brethren which are with me unto the churches of Galatia. Grace be to you and peace from God the Father and from our Lord Yahushua the Messiah, who gave himself for our sins that he might deliver us from this present evil world, according to the will of God and our Father, to whom be the glory forever and ever. Amen. I marvel that you are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of the Messiah unto another gospel, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of the Messiah.
Alright, so you listen to what he's saying. He's saying, I marvel. He said, oh, man, that's crazy to me that y'all so far removed from what I just taught y'all. Like, I just taught y'all. He talking to Gentiles. I just taught y'all this stuff. And it's crazy to me that y'all so far removed from it. Y'all so far removed from the gospel, which is not really another gospel, but somebody coming around trying to pervert what I told y'all. Who you think was trying to pervert it? Hebrews, right? Because it was a division. They trying to stir up the Gentiles against Paul, right? So they're going to go around, and when Paul say something, they contradicting what Paul say. Like, nah, that ain't what it is. Because we Jews too, right? We Hebrews too. Man, Paul don't know what he's talking about, man. I'm going to teach you the truth, bro. Right? So they trying to teach the Gentiles, and they teach them the opposite of what Paul's saying. Paul writing to me like, that's crazy to me. I came out there, and I told y'all all this stuff, and then y'all just act like, that's crazy y'all so far removed from it. Watch what he said.
Which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of the Messiah. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. As we said before, so say I now again, if any man preach any other gospel unto you than that ye have received, let him be accursed.
So Paul clearly, unapologetically says, these dudes is lying. If they tell you anything else, they curse. Right? He said, you only listen to my word. Somebody get talking like that, he's a dictator and all this stuff. Man, you get all that stuff go out the way. I don't care what you say I am. When I know I got the truth, I'm teaching people the truth. That's it. Right? And that's how Paul look at it. It's like, man, I don't have time to be sitting here and playing, well, maybe they're right. But I just
you
want
never
you to
know.
I mean, I just want you to know.
No, that's your interpretation. That's your interpretation.
Anybody could be wrong, but I just really believe. No, we don't have time for that. They lying. Right? And if any of them come to you with that stuff, they curse. And if you believe it, you curse. Right? That's what they looking at. It's like, you have to understand this is what's going on. Let's go back to Acts chapter 14. This is what Paul's dealing with, though. That's what I want to show there. Paul's dealing with, he teaches Gentiles something. Gentiles feeling it, but the Hebrews ain't feeling it because they don't see signs. He showed them signs. Gentiles not feeling it. Whole time, Hebrews is talking to the Gentiles after he teach them, like, nah, that's not what it really mean, or that's not what it really said, or that's not who he really was, and all that stuff. And everything is, oh, you really need to be doing this and not that, and all that. So it caused a big division. The whole city, every city you go to is divided. It causes all this division, right? And that's what the Most High God came for. He came to divide. You know what I'm saying? When we look back in Exodus, there was a point in time where all our people were worshiping a golden calf represented as God because Aaron, our priest, Moses' brother, you know what I'm saying, he made it for us. Moses went away. Moses was kind of our representation of God, right? Because whenever we heard about, we never seen God. Whenever we heard about God, it came out of the mouth of Moses. So we thought about God, we thought about Moses. Not that we worship Moses, but we thought about Moses because that was the man. You know what I'm saying? He was the messenger of God. You think about God, you think about Moses because that's the only time that you hear about God, right? So Moses was the man. So when Moses went away to go talk to God for 40 days, 40 nights, we was like, man, this man is away a little bit too long. So we get a little rest. We out in the wilderness. We on our own. We used to be around all these Egyptians. All these Egyptians, they worship all types of idols and all this stuff. So we just kind of feel like, I mean, the Egyptians do it. It makes sense for them. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Aaron, Moses is gone. We don't know if he's going to come back. Go ahead and make us gods for us. Or make us a god for us. So that's what they did. They made a golden calf. Right? He said, this is your God. Right? So that's what we looked at as our God, that golden calf. But now, after that, the Most High God was like, Moses, man, get on back down there, man. These people, they rebellious. Because Most High God see what's going on. Moses like, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So he run down there. And after he run down there, he see the golden calf. So Moses, he throw a fit. And then, after that, he asks. He says, who is on God's side? It was a division. The Levites are the only ones that came over and was like, we on God's side. And he told the Levites, he said, break out your swords and you slice up everybody who ain't with us. And this is brethren, right? We all from the same big family. We all Hebrews. Moses commanded by God, judge all the rest of the people who were doing all this stuff. Even if they're your brother. You get them. And that's why when we go back to Yahushua, when he says, I didn't come for peace, but for division, right? And he said, your own household would be against you. That's what he's referring back to, right? If you look, let's go to Matthew. That was Luke 12, what we found it in. Go to Matthew 31.
And because the Levites were so down for him, that's why he made them the priestly tribe. They got to work for God, the sons of Aaron. So
go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 31, I think it was, when we looked it up earlier. Because he said the same thing here, but it's written a little bit differently here. It's Matthew chapter 10, verse 31.
Yeah, do you want 31? Because it started 34.
Give me 34.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword.
He said, I come not to send peace, but a what?
Sword.
But a sword. Right? That's exactly what the Levites had. Right? In Exodus chapter 32. Right? Moses told them, grab your sword. He said, everyone go slay even your brother. Right? And that's what he's talking about here. I said, I came with a sword. I came for division. I came with a sword. So that's what happens when that divide comes. The whole city broke out with Paul and Barnabas was out there preaching.
Separate the sheep from the goats.
And everything has to be separated. Once it's separated, then the Most High God can choose and say, who's with me now? Just like what he did with the Levites. And whenever the people choose to be with him, then they get rewarded to be his servants, the people that have the benefits. Levites didn't have to work, do none of the regular toil that everybody else had to do. If you a family of a Levite, you good. Right? I mean, the Levite himself, you know what I'm saying? He had to serve.
Like welfare.
Like a government, you know what I'm saying? Like a government position. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a government job, it's pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Your whole family taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Like a military family. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the military, you know what I'm saying? I'm good with the military now, you ain't making no money. You know what I'm saying? But the other time, you know what I'm saying? You in the military, you good. Your whole family taken care of, you get all types of benefits. That's how a Levite was. You know what I'm saying? The Levite, what would happen was, a Levite goes, every sacrifice made, they got a piece of it. Anybody pay tithes, they got a piece of it. You know what I'm saying? It goes all the way up to the priest, because it's the Levites and then it's the priest. So all that thing gets shared around the Levites. Levites, they distribute that to their family. So their family technically ain't got to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? They chill as long as they got somebody up in there doing the service. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can eat. You know what I'm saying? You a family of Levite, daughter can eat, your family can eat, and all that. Everybody can eat the food. You know what I'm saying? You're not a family of the Levite, you can't touch that darn food.
And everybody had to get, the whole country had to give tithes. The whole country had to get their sacrifices. So this is something that's not going to run out. Like the whole country has to come to the Levites so that the Levites can work, do the service of God, and they get a piece of God's portion.
And not saying they got an easy job either. They got to work and they got to look over the people and they got to teach the word. So I'm not saying that their job is easy and they just got it made. But I'm just saying that they not doing the stuff that other people are doing. They not running around here raising no animals. They not out here. They ain't got to find no, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got to find no work out here. You know what I'm saying? It's going to come to them. They always got their job. You know what I'm saying? It's job security. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they in a different position. And that's how the Most High God see us. You know what I'm saying? He said, it's going to be a divide. If you choose me, though, you're going to be taken care of. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But the divide has to go first. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk a little bit more about it. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk a little bit more about it in the coming weeks and everything. More about the divide and how it's going to look in the future, too. That's how it looked in the past. That's how he's prophesying it to us right now and telling us to think right now. Then he tells us in the book exactly how it's going to look. You know what I'm saying? When he come back or before he come back. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to look forward to. But any questions or anything? All right, boy, let's pray out.